The roar inside Gainbridge Fieldhouse was deafening. Every possession carried weight. Every basket sent shockwaves through the crowd. And every defensive stand felt like a statement. The Indiana Fever didn't just win Game 2, they took control, silencing the noise, silencing the doubt, and leaving no room for the referees to influence the outcome. After the heartbreak and controversy of Game 1, Indiana stormed the floor with desperation, urgency, and unity, dismantling the Atlanta dream, 77-60 in front of a home crowd that had been waiting nearly a decade to celebrate. Playoff win. From the very first possession, the Fever made sure this one felt different. They weren't chasing the game. They weren't battling calls. They were dictating the pace. It was the kind of wire-to-wire performance that hadn't been seen since 2002. Playoff victory without a single lead change, without a tie, just relentless control for 40 minutes. The message was clear. Game 1 was not going to define this series. Indiana had answers, and they delivered them from the opening tip. Defense was the backbone of this win. Atlanta came in known for perimeter shooting, but the Fever suffocated every attempt to find rhythm. The Dream went 1 for 10 from 3 in the first half, rushed out of their comfort zone by Indiana's relentless pressure. By the end, they finished just 5 for 19 from deep and under 40% overall. Every possession was contested, every shot rushed, and every lane closed before it opened. For Stephanie White, this wasn't just execution, it was identity. Her team played desperate, they played urgent, and they played disciplined, turning the floor into a showcase of toughness that Atlanta couldn't match. Kelsey Mitchell embraced the spotlight. With Caitlin Clark sidelined, the scoring load fell squarely on her shoulders, and she responded with 19 points and 4 three-pointers. Every shot felt like a dagger. Every possession she commanded felt like a reminder that she's been the steady heartbeat of this franchise long before. Clark arrived. Mitchell carried the offense with poise, refusing to let Atlanta cut into the lead. And her playoff debut on Indiana's home floor became a defining moment in her career. Aliyah Boston, meanwhile, anchored the paint with the kind of dominance that can't be measured by stats alone. Her 15 points, steady rebounding, and 3 assists were the framework of Indiana's control. Every time she touched the ball, Atlanta was forced to adjust, sending doubles that she turned into open looks for teammates. This wasn't just about her scoring, it was about her presence, composure, and her ability to dictate the game on both ends. Against Bree Jones and a physical Dream front court, Boston flipped the script from Game 1 and reminded the league that she's a centerpiece who thrives when the stakes rise. Natasha Howard brought grit. She chipped in 12 points and 5 rebounds, but more importantly, she embodied the physical fight the Fever needed. Diving into traffic, battling for boards, and making the plays that don't show up in highlight reels, Howard was the edge that kept Indiana's energy sharp. And then there was Michaela Timpson, the rookie spark nobody expected. 9 points in 9 minutes, efficient, fearless, and perfectly timed to keep momentum alive. In a game where depth was stretched to its limits, her performance was a revelation. And when Lexi Hull buried that buzzer-beating 3 at the end of the third quarter, Gainbridge erupted. It wasn't just a shot, it was a release. A release of frustration from Game 1, of years waiting for postseason glory, of a crowd desperate for something to believe in again. Hull's moment became the exclamation point on a night where Indiana left no room for doubt, even off the court. The energy mattered. Caitlin Clark stood and clapped on the bench, her presence igniting fans who have embraced her as the future of the franchise. She couldn't play, but she was still part of the story, tying the team and the crowd together with every cheer. When the buzzer sounded, the victory belonged to everyone, players on the floor, stars sidelined, and fans who had waited since 2016 to host a playoff game. In the locker room, emotion spilled over. Boston called the defense Mitchell described the win as resilience personified. Stephanie White praised her team's toughness, their discipline, and their refusal to fold under pressure. It wasn't just a win, it was proof. Proof that the Fever's identity is no longer tied to setbacks. Proof that adversity has hardened this roster into something dangerous. Now, the series shifts back to Atlanta, tied at 1 apiece, with everything on the line. Game 3 is win or go home. The Dream will be desperate in front of their own crowd. They'll push tempo, they'll fight to regain rhythm, they'll try to erase the blueprint Indiana imposed in Game 2. But the Fever walk into that storm with belief, with confidence, and with momentum. They've already shown they can win without Clark, already proven that injuries won't define them. Now the question is whether they can carry that same defensive intensity, that same collective fire, into a hostile arena and shock the league once again. This isn't just another elimination game. This is a chance to rewrite the franchise's future. A chance to show that the Fever are no longer the team stuck at the bottom, waiting for next year. They are here, they are dangerous, and they are one win away from turning a season of struggle into a postseason breakthrough that nobody saw coming. So what do you think? Can the Fever close it out in Atlanta and complete the upset? Or will the Dream bounce back at home and crush the momentum? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And if you believe in Indiana's fight, comment, "Let's go Fever." Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss what happens next. Game 3 is coming, and the story is far from over.